Hey guys, I'm going to spend a few moments addressing why I'm speaking English, so if you're not interested, you can skip to the next chapter in the video. Now, I know it might be weird hearing me speak English, because the majority of you only really understand Chinese, but that's okay. This is why I've put Chinese subtitles in this video. I believe that learning English can greatly increase your reach of knowledge dramatically. And on top of that, most of you already know Chinese too, which can give you an even bigger advantage over English-only speakers. As a bilingual myself, I've experienced this firsthand, and I can tell you it's totally worth it. I hope that by listening to me, with the help of subtitles, you can pick up a few things here or there. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll wake up and be able to watch an English-dubbed anime without subtitles. That might not be such a good thing. Anyways, definitely let me know what you think, and let's get on with the show. Today I'm going to share how I spend my $14,000 monthly salary. I'm not going to dig too deep into how you should create your own budget. I've covered that before. If you understand Chinese, you can actually check out the video here. So if you find this video interesting, please hit the like button. It helps the channel out a ton. Alright, that's enough of the shenanigans. Let's begin.
You come back and say I'm sorry, boo.
Hi, my name is Cheeseonhead. I've only begun my road to financial independence a few months ago, and this channel is here to share my journey. Before we dive into all the numbers, I just want to give you some context. I'm an intermediate software engineer at Apple. The level is officially called ICT3. I live in a city called Sunnyvale that is just north of Cupertino, where Apple's offices are located. Don't worry, it is still considered part of Silicon Valley. Please keep in mind that the numbers I'm about to share with you are just personal experiences only. It does not represent the average living situation of the Bay Area as a whole. In fact, there are lots of aggregated data out there if you're looking for that kind of stuff. My paycheck comes every 2 weeks, which means 26 times a year. This makes budgeting a little bit tricky because there will be 2 months that have an extra paycheck. I've decided to just pretend those paychecks don't exist and use 2 per month for my budget. And when those extra paychecks come around, I just put whatever money I have into long-term investments, which we'll talk about in a minute. For the purposes of this video, I've also included RSUs into my monthly income, even though they're vested only every 6 months. This way, we can get a better idea of how much I'm actually able to save and invest every year, which is actually the most important thing in financial independence. So that's exactly how I got $14,000 per month. Now, let's break it down. Before any money is paid to my bank account, the government obviously wants to take a piece of the sweet, sweet pie first. And I also have to pay a small premium for my health insurances. Taiwanese viewers must be so happy right now because you have national health insurance. I know. I envy you too. So the total I have to pay for salary tax and health insurances is about $3,250. This is about 23.2% of my gross income. I still can't get my head around how much tax that is. I live in a condo with another roommate. We each have our own bedroom and bathroom. We share a living room, a kitchen, and a small dining area. She charges me only $13.50 per month with all utilities included. Yes, that includes electricity, water, and internet. Personally, I think I'm super lucky to get a deal like this, because when I was house hunting, I was never able to get close to this price. Next, I spend about $200 per month on groceries. From hearing about other people's spendings, apparently $200 per person is considered pretty low. I'm not a big foodie. My palate is pretty limited. I basically only eat spaghetti, rice, cereal, milk, eggs, toast, and some occasional snacks. I think maybe I should eat more, so it's possible that I'll be increasing this category in the future. Who knows? Next, I spend $100 on transportation. I don't actually take buses or taxis to work during normal times. Obviously, right now we're all working from home during quarantine. This $100 is actually my one-wheel pints cost split up into 12 months. I did pay off all at once, but for something expensive like this, I like to split across several months. That way I can have a better sense of its financial impact on me, and because of this, I still don't have a reason to buy a car. Other than these categories, I also have about $80 for personal health and productivity spendings. And there's another spending category called guilt-free. This is money that I can spend on anything I want, and the budget is $200. The total amount in this section ends up being $1,930, which is about 13.8% of my gross salary. My family has a mortgage on a house in Canada, where they're living right now. Since I'm the only one with a stable paycheck at the moment, I'm in charge of the full monthly amount. It's exactly $3,050.29 Canadian, which rounds about to 2,300 USD. It's about 16.4% of my gross salary. There are some short-term goals that I always put money towards, even though they're not needed at the moment. First is the property tax of the Canadian home, which requires me to put aside $250 every month. I also have a gift fund that I contribute $25 towards. It's mostly for gifts during Christmas time. I then put $200 towards my travel savings. This gives me a normal trip about every 6 months. My trips are not expensive. Then $150 goes towards a fund I called Big Items, which I can use to buy more expensive things that I want. This money is almost used in conjunction with the guilt-free money. Then lastly, I have a stupid mistakes category that I put $260 towards. This category is interesting. I read it in a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This number is basically 15% of my living expenses, and it's used for unavoidable emergencies only. This totals to about $885, which is about 6% of my gross income. It's actually a little bit less than I thought. This is my favorite section in personal finance. I love putting money into investment accounts and buying my favorite ETFs. I don't know why there's so many incentives in the US to encourage people to save money. Maybe it's because Americans, unlike Asians, don't like to save naturally? Anyway, since I'm here, you bet I'm going to take advantage of everything I can. I have 4 major investment accounts. And trust me, they have to be separate. Otherwise, I would have consolidated them into one account. The first one is my 401k, which is a retirement savings account. It has 2 major benefits. One is that Apple will match the money I put into the account, up to a certain amount of course. This is known as employer match, and it's basically free money. The second benefit is that any money I put into the account will not be counted towards my income for this year. This is known as pre-tax money. It will only be taxed when I withdraw from this account, hopefully many years into the future. What makes it worth it is that I anticipate I will have less income by then. Therefore, I will be taxed less for the same amount of money. The amount I put in is about $1,150 per month. The only reason it's not at the maximum amount I can contribute for 2020 is because I want to have some cash left over to buy stocks with. It's probably not the best decision, but hey, it's not like I'm spending it on useless stuff, right? The second account I contribute my pre-tax money to is a health savings account. It's similar to a 401k, except that if you withdraw the money to pay for health expenses, that withdrawal is also tax-free. It's basically a double tax-free account. The worst case scenario is that you withdraw the money to pay for normal expenses, but then it just gets taxed as income. So all in all, it's a no-brainer to max out, and my contribution is $240. The third account I put money in is called ESPP, or known as Employee Stock Purchase Plan. It's a plan from Apple to let employees put post-tax money towards buying Apple stocks. There's a maximum limit of 10% of your gross salary, so don't think I can buy all the Apple stocks I want. Of course, the benefit of buying AAPL through this program is that there are some discounts, but I won't go into too much detail here. Naturally, I max out this option also, which is about $1,150 per month. Finally, I deposit around $500 into my M1 Finance investment account. That's where I buy all my favorite ETFs. I've tried other platforms like Robinhood and Webull, but M1's focus on passive investing is what really fits my style. With that said though, if you use the links below to sign up with Webull and deposit any amount of money, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400. That's it for the investment accounts. Then there's the RSUs. The details don't really matter here. All we need to know is that I get about $2,700 worth of Apple stocks every month. And personally, I don't know how this will be taxed, so that is not factored into this calculation at all. So keep that in mind. When we tally up all the values in this section, we find out that I'm able to invest about $5,740 in 1 month. Regular viewers of my channel know that the absolute value I invest is not as important as the ratio it is to my total income. So let's do some calculation. My investment ratio to pre-tax money is about 41%, and to post-tax money is about 53%. If we plug 53% into the early retirement calculator, it says I can retire and live fully off of my investments in about 15 years. As many of you know, one of my goals is to retire before I reach 40 years old, and it actually seems like I'm on track to achieve that goal, if my calculations weren't wrong. Still though, I would like to do better than this, but that's discussion for another video. So, if you're curious about the situation in Silicon Valley, I hope this video has provided you with some concrete numbers. However, if you're doing actual research about the area, you still need to look at the aggregated data, just to be sure. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you like the channel, please consider subscribing too. Alright, I've had enough of your beautiful faces for today. I'll see you in the next video. Whew.